Good. So, people, can I get a quick confirmation in the chat box regarding the sounds? Am I loud and clear? All cool, perfect. Use the chat option. Yes, great. So, guys, before starting the today's area, let me give you an idea of the parts that we have completed up to now. What are the parts that we have completed up to now? So in your grade 11 syllabus also, we are done with the first term, completely done. That means all the business studies part we have completed. So I hope you all are maintaining a track of what we are doing in the class. So if you don't have a track, Lamai, it's better to prepare a small table and to maintain this track. I have told you before also. So you have your grade 10. In grade 10, unit 1, unit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are the units that you have in grade 10. Okay. Then you have the grade 11. Grade 11, you have unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Likewise, you have in grade 11 also. So of each of these units, Lamai, so it's better if you also can have this table nicely by writing these units and all properly. Okay. The first area I ask you to maintain, which is the content. It's the syllabus. So when we are looking at the content, Lamai, we are done with all these areas. Everything is done. In grade 11 also, we have completed 3 units. Then, Lamai, we have the PPQ, past paper questions. Okay. Then, we have the unit test or test your understandings that we did. Unit test. Then later, people, later, we will be doing a revision also of each unit. So this is simply a class progress report. So better to maintain this one nicely. Yeah? Class progress report. So all the grade 10 units are done in the content, and grade 11, we have completed the first 3 business studies units are done. So remaining, we have the accounting and another one more investment part is there. Okay, that is in grade 11. When it's come to the grade 10 syllabus, when it's come to the past paper questions, already we completed the unit number 4 past paper questions and unit number 5 past paper questions. That is also done. So people, for the next few weeks, what I'm going to focus, I'm going to complete all the past paper questions of this accounting part of grade 10. So from unit 4 onwards, it is accounting. From unit 4 onwards, in your syllabus, so these 3 units are business areas. Business areas. These units are accounting areas. So we are going to focus on the past papers and a recap of the accounting areas that we studied in grade 10. The reason people, now all these days we study theory, business studies in grade 11. These 3 units, we studied business studies of grade 11, BS areas, theory areas. So if I completely leave the accounting part, you will forget it. You will forget it. So in order to it to not happen, Lamai, I'll be revising the grade 10 area again for y'all, and we'll be practicing past papers also. So people, make sure to maintain whatever the materials that I am giving to you, whatever the tutes that I am giving to you nicely. Yeah? So if you take each unit, for each unit, you should have 4 things. For each unit, you should have 4 things. What are the 4 things? One is you should have a content tute. Content tute. And other one, you should have a PPQ tute for each unit. And other one, you should have the unit test. And other one, you should have the revision tute. So unit test is not a printed version, that is a form, a G form, a Google form. So you have 20 units in all together, grade 10 and 11 together. So for each unit, nicely maintain these 4. Content tute, PPQ tute, unit test tute, revision tute. Revision we will be doing at last. So in this complete class progress, Lamai, we are done with these areas. So now our focus is going to be putting ticks for these whatever the past paper question areas. So inside the class, we are doing the content and we are doing the past papers and we are doing my questions, past papers, as well as unit exams and revision, everything in this entire program. Okay. So without any delays, Lamai, let's dive into the today's part. So we are going to start the grade 10, unit number 6, which is the dual impact past paper questions. So before doing these past paper questions, let me quickly give you a recap of what we studied of this dual impact. If you take any business transaction, there are 2 impacts. Let's take an example. You are taking a bank loan, 100,000. So if you take a bank loan, what are the 2 impacts? One is one of our asset is increasing. What asset is increasing? Cash asset. From other side, since you are taking a loan, our liability increasing. What liability increasing? Bank loan liability increasing. 2 impacts. Let's take another example. Owner invested 50,000. If owner invested 50,000, one of our asset is increasing. What is the asset increasing? Cash asset. Since owner invested, we learn whatever the resource invested by the owner to the business will increase the equity, that is additional capital. Additional capital by the owner. Let's take another example. Business purchased a table, or we'll assume furniture. Business purchased a car. Business purchased a car. So here, what are the two impacts? One impact is our asset increases. What is the asset increasing? Car asset. From other side, one asset is decreasing. What is the asset decreases? Cash asset. So from this, fundamentally, what you have to understand, any business transaction or event will have two impacts. Two impacts will be there. Okay. So these two impacts, Lamai, two impacts will be there. These two impacts, we should record or write in ledger accounts. Ledger accounts, in other words, we'll call it as P accounts. P accounts. So these P accounts have two sides. What are the two sides that we studied? This side you have the debit side. This side you have the credit side. Whatever the record that you are putting to the debit side, whatever the record that you are putting to the debit side, we will call it as debit record. So that's how we got this DR thing. Whatever the record that you are putting to the credit side, we will call it as credit record. That's how we got this CR thing. So any business transaction or event will have two impacts. These two impacts should be recorded in T accounts, ledger accounts. Ledger accounts have two sides. One side is debit side, other side is credit side. Whatever the item that you are writing in the debit side, we will call it as debit record. Whatever the item that you are writing in the credit side, we will call it as credit record. And when you are writing these transactions, you have to write it in the date order. You have to write the transactions in the T accounts in the date order. So this complete system, whatever the transaction is having two impacts, these two impacts should be recorded in ledger accounts, T accounts, one side debit side, other side credit side. Debit side items, we will write debit record, credit side credit record, DR, CR, we will write it in the date order. This complete system only we will call this complete system. This complete system is called as double entry system. This complete system is what we will call it as double entry system. So when you are using this double entry system, Lamai, give me a second. When you are using this double entry system, now we'll assume you are using Sri Lankan road system. When you are using the Sri Lankan road system, you can't use as you want. You have to follow certain rules and regulations. Likewise, when you are using the double length system, there is a rule that you have to follow, Lama. There is a rule. What is the rule that you have to follow? I'll teach. Okay. Somehow, when we are using this double length system to do accounts, we should know how to deal with all 5 elements of the accounts. So we learn 5 elements. What are the elements? Basic, we learn the assets equals equity, the accounting equation plus liability. Equity we learn because of the income, it will increase. Because of the expense, equity will decrease. So based on this, we constructed another formula: assets equals equity plus liability plus income minus expense, without writing by putting arrows like this. I'll write it over here: plus income minus expense. Then afterwards, Lamai, we wanted to get rid of minuses in this formula. No, Dovina, that is a class, a new batch that I am starting for your age students only. So Dovina is asking about this express thingy. That is a class that I am starting for your age students, a new batch. I am doing the entire O-level syllabus from the beginning. That is not relevant for you people. You all are normal, regular students. No? That is a fast track. For new students who want to study from the beginning, they can join that class. Okay. So in this one, Lamai, we wanted mathematically to get rid of all the minus values. So what we did was we took this expense other side. Then assets plus expenses equals equity plus liability plus income. So in this equation, the left side, we have 2 elements. What are the 2 elements? Assets and expenses. Right side, we have 3 elements. What are the 3 elements? Equity, liability, and income. Now, based on this, we learn the rule actually. We learn whatever the left side item increases, we should post a debit record. Whatever the right side item increases, we should post a credit record. And whatever the left side item decreases, it should be a credit record. Whatever the right side item decreases, it should be a debit record. So based on this only, Lamai, we constructed our final rule to be used in the double entry system. Assets, expenses, increase now. If it is increase, it should be a debit record. Equity, liability, income increases non credit record. Increases non credit record. Likewise, other side, that is increases no. Decrease should be opposite of this. Asset increase debit, decrease credit. Expense increase debit, decrease credit. Equity increase credit, decrease debit. Here debit, here debit. So this is the complete dual impact chapter that we studied now. Then based on this, we learn how to post it into the ledger accounts. So in simple terms, you have to remember left side item, asset increases, expense increases, debit. Equity increases, liability increases, credit. Increases, debit eva decrease. Credit whenever increase credit eva decrease debit. Simple as that. So this is a quick recap of this particular unit lump. Now let's get into the past paper questions. Let's do one by one. So you can see in 2016, they have tested this particular unit solely for 3 marks. 2017 for 4 marks. 2018 in 2 marks. 2019, 3 marks. That means on average, for like 3 marks, this particular unit is getting tested lamai in your exam. And this is a base unit also. No? Very important to have the proper knowledge of this. Double entry is the entire account, financial accounting that you are studying. Okay, let's start. Following double entry recorded in a transaction. Cash account debit. So cash is an asset nilamai. Cash account debit means cash asset has increased. Debtor account credit. Debtor means an asset. So debtor account credited means that asset has been decreased. So what can be the reason, Lamai? Our cash asset has decreased, debtor asset has decreased. That means that debtor fellow has given me money. That debtor fellow has given me money. That's a simple reason. So selling a stock of goods worth of 5,000 on credit lamai. So metana enne mokadda? The double entry debit debtor credit sales. This is the correct one. Receiving 5,000. Debit cash, credit debtors. Here next one now selling a stock of 5,000. So here debit cash, credit sales here. Sales. Sales no? Writing off bad debt. Bad debt is an expense. Debit bad debt. Reduction of the debtor, credit debtor. So the correct answer is the second. Now let's move to the next one. People, when we are doing the past papers, just a suggestion. Don't write the answers in the past paper tute. Now here I have given you a tute. I hope you all have taken a print. Don't write it here. Write the answers in a different book. The reason, later someday when you want to study, if the answers are there in the tute lamai, what to study, what to attempt, what to try, because answer is already there. If you write and keep it in a different book, later someday also, when you are studying for your O-levels, you can study this one again. You can practice the question again. You can attempt the question again. So better to write and keep it in a separate piece. Okay. And I will not give you extra time to write and read. When I was explaining at that time itself, you have to write. Okay. Next. Type of the accounts and few ledger accounts are given in X and Y respectively. When the above X is Y to match the correct order. So salary is an expense account. Sales is an income account. Debtor is an asset account. Accrued electricity bill means people, electricity bill not yet paid. I have to pay. I have to pay. Payable. I have to pay it. Liability. So for the first one, C is getting connected. For the second one, D is getting connected. For third one, B is getting connected. For fourth one, A is getting connected. C, D, B, A. It is there in the third option. It is there in the third option. Next. The account which indicates the principle of double entry, increasing credit, decreasing debit. Look at this. Increasing credit, decreasing debit. So it should be one of these three. Yeah. One of these three. Increase in credit, decrease in debit. One of these three. Let's see. Discount allowed. Discount allowed is an expense to the business. Expense. Cash is an asset to the business. Purchase, we learn it's an expense to the business. Purchase. Purchase account is an expense account. Do not forget it. Capital is an equity account. Equity account. So here we need either equity, liability, income. So we have the equity account, which is the capital. Your answer is the fourth one. Now let's move to the next one, Laman. 2017. So I'll give you maybe like 2 minutes. You all just give a try. Then I'll give the answer. Just give a try, Lama. And people, while y'all are trying, just listen for this message also. So as Dovina asked, uh, today I'll be starting a new class no, for your friends who wants to study from the beginning. So if you have any of your friends, people who are struggling in commerce, who wants to study the commerce subject from the beginning, tell them today they have a free class. Okay, you just drop a message to my coordinator. I think you might have the post also. Just share the number with your friends so they can join for the free class today and they can see whether the class is okay or not. After that, they can continue the classes. I'll be doing the grade 10 and 11 entire syllabus again. Okay, just pass that message to your friends as well. And send your answers in the chat box. Huh? If you are done, send your answers in the chat box. Okay. So let's do Lama. While the sales account in the ledger of business, sales is income account, Lamai. Sales is income account. And drawings is what account? Drawings is an equity account. Do not forget it. Drawings is a equity account. You look at all the notes that I have given to you. I have told you 1,000 times, people, drawings is not an expense. business එකේ equity තියෙනවනේ ළමයි. For equity, two parties will make impacts. One is the owner, other one is the business. How owner will create impact? Through additional capital or drawings. How business will create impact? Through income and expenses. Additional capital will increase the equity, drawings will decrease the equity. Income will increase the equity, expense will decrease the equity. So expense means lamai, understand the proper definition of the expense. Expense means the amount, the cost incurred by the business, not by the owner. The cost incurred by the business. So remember, drawings is a part of equity. Capital is a drawings is a equity account. Capital also a equity account. Drawings is an equity account. Capital is an equity account, but the functionality is different. Capital will increase the equity, drawings will decrease the equity. Under the 5 elements of accounts, so we have 5 baskets in accounts. We learn in accounting equation. Asset accounts are there, liability accounts are there, equity accounts are there, income accounts are there, expense accounts are there. May capital cash කියන එකනව දාන්නේ asset account එක අස්සට. Car දාන්නේ asset account. Bank loan liability account. Creditor liability account. Likewise capital ව දාන්නේ equity account එකට. Likewise drawings also you will put inside the equity basket on. But capital will increase the equity basket. Drawings will decrease the equity basket. You have to put it inside the equity basket, not inside the expense basket. Drawings is not an expense. It is falling under equity basket, which is reducing the. So what should be your answer? Income and equity. It is there in the first option. First option. Next one. Write 2 types of accounts that can be seen in a ledger. As I told you, Lama, you can have asset accounts. You can have liability accounts. I'm giving everything. You can have equity accounts. You can have income accounts. You can have expense accounts. But now let's move to the next one. Write the double entry for following transaction. Withdrawing 2,000 for personal use of the owner if owner takes any resource from the business. If owner takes any resource, resource can be money, resource can be stock, resource can be laptop, resource can be car, resource can be van, resource can be phone. If owner takes any resource from the business for his private use. What is that? If owner takes any resource from the business for his private use, it is drawings. Drawings will reduce the equity. So equity reduction is a debit, then debit the drawings account 2000 is taking our money, owner is taking our money, cash asset is decreasing, cash account credit 2000. Next. Purchasing a motor vehicle for 500,000 on credit from auto traders for the use of the business. We are purchasing a motor vehicle, a non-current asset, not a stock. Stock purchase, purchase account. Stock purchase, inventory purchase. That is, we are writing in the purchase account. Purchase account is an expense account. We learned that. Purchase will become an expense when it's come to the double entry system. Accounting equation එකේ stock එක asset එක. In accounting equation, stock is an asset. When it's come to the double entry system, purchase of stock is an expense. Don't forget. So here we didn't purchase stock. Here we purchased a motor vehicle, a non-current asset. So we are getting a motor vehicle, lamai. Debit the, or you can write like this. Ideally, it's not getting erased. Why is that? Motor vehicle account debit 500,000, and we have to pay it to whom? To auto traders. We purchased it on credit basis, no? Auto traders account. This is a liability, yeah. I have to pay. Liability increasing. Credit 500,000. Done. So 2018, you have 2 questions, Lamai. I'll give you 1 minute. Quickly try those 2 questions. Quickly try those 2 questions. Okay. Let's do it. Select the correct statement from the following related to the principle of double entry. Increased debit, decreased credit is relevant to the liability account. People. Increased debit, decreased credit is relevant to the assets and expense accounts. So this is wrong. Increased debit, decreased credit is relevant to the equity account. That is also assets and expenses. That is wrong. Increase credit, decrease debit is relevant to the income account. Yes. Increase credit, decrease debit is relevant to the income account. Yes. Your answer is the third. Perfect. Write the principle of double entry relevant to equity. Increase credit and decrease debit. Okay. So here people, as I have told you in the unit number 4 and 5, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, including 24, these 5 years past papers I will be discussing when I am doing the revision. No? So same way, I will be splitting the past papers unit wise. By taking that single unit, we will be studying the entire past paper. So each, for your basket, for each unit, unit wise unit, you are collecting nicely. Then you have the complete knowledge. 20, 21, 22, 23, even 24. These 5 year past papers. So there are 2 questions, Lamai. I'll give you 2 minutes. Quickly do. How many of you all got the third term results? Third term, yes. I think third term. Okay, let's do it. Select the transaction that is recorded only in asset accounts in a business. Paying 5,000 to creditor Dasun. So here, the double entry, debit liability reduction, Dasun creditor, credit cash. But the problem is this is a liability account. Dasun creditor is a liability. So that is out. Depositing owner's personal money 50,000. Owner's personal money. We learn people, if business use any of the personal money of the owner අපේව ගත්ත නම් drawings. අපි owner ගේව ගත්ත නම් additional. If we take any personal item of the owner, it is additional. So here the double entry is going to be debit bank credit capital, because owner no, similar to additional. So here also capital is involved. They're asking only the assets. Then the second one is also out. Purchasing a computer of 100,000 in cash for office use. Purchasing a computer. Computer is an non-current asset. Debit computer account. Credit cash account. Computer also asset account. Cash also asset account. Computer also asset account. Cash also asset account. So this is correct. Purchasing stock. I told you, Lamai, before a while also, stock purchase is an asset only in accounting equation. When it's come to the double entry system, stock purchase will go to purchase account, debit the purchase account, which is an expense account. Do not forget it. On credit basis, you are purchasing it. So I have to pay that 12,000. My liability is increasing. Trade payable, if not trade creditor. Trade creditor liability is increasing. So the correct answer is going to be the third one. Third one is the correct answer. Now let's move to the next one, Lama. Write the double entries. This one we can't do. You can do, but ideally it should come to the bank account chapter. But let's write it since you all have studied it. Receiving a check. Receiving a check. If you receive a check, you have to write it in the cash account first. Because once we receive a check, we will put inside the drawer, not into the bank. Once we receive a check, we will put into the drawer. So debit the cash account, 7,000. And we are getting it from Madhava debtor. That debtor is giving me money, no? So when the debtor giving me money, this balance I should reduce. Debtor balance I should reduce. Credit Madhava debtor, 7,000. Next up. Nadun, who is the owner of the furniture shop, taking a dining table of 35,000 for his business, from his business for his personal use. So we are doing a furniture shop. Dining table is a stock because we are selling furniture. Owner is taking a stock for his private use. Drawings. No second thought. If owner takes anything from the business, drawings. So debit the drawings account because reduction of equity, no? 35,000. If owner takes cash, we will credit the cash account. If owner takes a phone, we will credit the phone account. If owner takes a car, we will credit the car account. Likewise, if owner takes stock, we will credit what account? We will credit what account? We don't have a stock account in accounting. All the stock is maintained inside the purchase account. All the stock is maintained inside the purchase account. So if it is cash, credit the cash account. Phone account, car account, stock account name. It should be purchase account because all the stock is there inside the purchase account. 35,000. So with that, Lamai, we are done with the 4-year past papers of dual impact chapter. So until I open the unit number 7, you all take it, people. I hope you all have a print of that. Let me open the unit number 7. Let me save this one first.